everyone, it's Ben Hardy, and in today's video, we're going to be comparing a 2021 Ford F-150 Lariat Sport to a 2021 Chevy 1500 RST, which the Chevy 1500 RST is basically Chevy's sport package. But first and foremost, a huge shout out and thank you to the Lariat mailer Chevy here in Provo, and then the Ford here in Provo for giving me some time with both the trucks. Check out both of their inventories in the link below. Let's get straight into the video. Now let's go into the hoods of both the trucks. Starting over here with the F-150, we have a 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 18 around town and then 23 on the highway, with power outputs being 400 horsepower and then 500 pound-feet of torque. Coming over here to the Chevy, we have a naturally aspirated 5.3 liter V8 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 16 around town and then 22 on the highway, with power outputs being 355 horsepower and then 383 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go over the front ends of both the trucks. Starting over here with the F-150, there's nothing changed on the hood for the sport package, but we've got full LED lights here for the Lariat. You've got the LED reflector lights and then the LED accent light. Fog lights just down below. You've got the full gray grille and then the body painted bumpers that are part of the sport package. Parking sensors along the front, then you've got the tow hooks with the air dam at the very bottom of the front end. And then coming over to the Chevy, again, you can see that we've got these full LED lights. Nothing's changed with this hood with the sport package either. And then you've got that blacked out Chevy bow tie. You've got the body painted bumpers with the parking sensors all along the front, and then you've got the fog lights and then the blacked out tow hooks. So you can see from a front end perspective, they're actually pretty similar feature wise. Let's go over the tire and wheel setup with both the trucks. Starting with the F-150, we've got 18-inch wheels and then two 75mm tires wrapped around them. And you can see they are a little bit more aggressive because this has the FX Sport package, which is an off-road package. And then there's a quick look at what we can see of the suspension. Coming over to the Chevy, we've got two 75mm tires again, but 20-inch wheels on the Chevy. And then this does have the Z71 package. So you can see the tires are a little bit more aggressive, just like on the F-150. And then there's a quick look at what we can see of the suspension. If you look at the wheel design itself, they actually look pretty similar from a design standpoint. They both look good. Got the venting there on the side of the Ford with the F-150 Lariat logo. Z71 badge over here on the Chevy, and then notice you got the blacked out mirror at the Chevy. The Ford, you got the chrome at the top. This does have the trailer mirror, so you can see the difference in size. So like this is like the standard mirror on the Chevy, whereas you got the trailer mirror on the Ford, so it's absolutely massive. Body painted door handles, and then you do have running boards here on the Ford as well with the little FX4 logo. And then again, body painted door handles, nothing too crazy. But let's head to the rear. Now let's head to the beds of both the trucks. Coming over to the Chevy, we've got a full liner here. So you've got a plastic covering on that portion of the bed, and then the rest of the bed has a liner. You've got these LED lights here in the bed, and then you actually get a full power outlet here with the Chevy, which is pretty neat. LED cargo light there at the top. Payload capacity is just over 1,800 pounds with the Chevy. Coming over to the Ford, we've got this little measuring chart here with the plastic covering on the back of the tailgate. LED lights with a power outlet. You've got the cargo tie-down hooks, and then you've got an LED cargo light there at the top. And then the payload capacity on the Ford is just over 1,700 pounds, so a little bit less than the Chevy, but this Ford has the longer size bed, whereas this Chevy has the standard size bed. Ooh. Of the rest of the rear of both the trucks. Coming over to the Chevy, we've got these full LED lights here in the back. Got the Chevrolet logo at the RST and the Silverado badging, and then you get Chevy's cool little bed step here on the side, so it makes it getting in and out of the bed a little bit easier. And then you've got the parking sensors here in the rear with the body painted bumper. Got the squished exhaust tips. Towing capacity is about 9,400 pounds here with this RST. And then coming over to the Ford, get full LED lights as well. In terms of the design on the lights, I think the Chevy lights look a little bit cooler, but I mean, that's up to kind of subjective perspective. And then coming down below, we've got the exhaust tip out the side, and then you've got the parking sensors here as well on top of the body painted bumper. And then towing capacity with the Ford's about 9,700 pounds, so it's a little bit more than the Chevy, but not much more. There's the Ford, there's the Chevy. Now let's head into the backs of both the trucks. Coming over here to the Ford, we can see we've got this nice soft touch here on the door panel. You've got all of the like reddish brown with the stitching all across, and then you got the darker gray trim just down below, which is pretty neat. And then coming to the seats, full soft touch on the seats. They look and feel really nice. Perforations here in the center portion of the seats. They're just really soft. Picking them up, got some extra storage space underneath, rubber floor mats, and then let's actually pop in before we look at that. So stepping in, stepping out, oh, of course I hit my head, but anyways, I'm 5'11", got tons of headroom, tons of legroom, and then we've got some cup holders here. You've got a little USB power outlet / 12 volt station, I don't know what to call it, but we've got that with some vents, and then this pulls down to be some cup holders. Nothing too crazy with that, but let's actually pop out of the Ford, which is pretty easy because it's got the side steps, and well, so yeah. Now opening up the door panel here of the Chevy, again, we've got the soft touch all over the door panel with the stitching all across. Wood trim on that little portion right there, and then again with the seats, soft touch all throughout the seats themselves. And then see there's some storage space behind the seat, and then opening it up again, storage space underneath the seat. But let's pop into the Chevy. So it doesn't have side steps, a little bit harder to get into. Again, we've got the headroom, which is pretty nice. Legroom's pretty good. And then you've got the cup holders right here. You've got the USBs with the 12 volts, and then this pulls down to be some more cup holders. Pretty neat. But that's all for the Chevy. So well, let's pop out again, and we're done. Let's go over the door panel in the front of the Ford. So again, you've got all of the soft touch here on the door panel with that reddish brown trim. You've got the dark gray trim just down below. All of your window controls, and then you got your mirror adjustments, and the Ford does have the little mirror extender, so that'll pop the mirrors out, which is pretty neat. And then you've got your memory seat function with your door lock and unlock. And then coming to the seats at the front, again, full black leather, which is really nice. Perforations there in the center portion. You got the nice bolsters here, which are really soft. Your adjustments are on the side of the seat, and then here's the pedal layout just down below. You've got the adjustments for the pedal, you've got your little parking brake, light controls just up above with your mirror lights, and then that's the drop down for the tailgate. And then you do have the adjustment there for the steering wheel. It's manual. And there's one more look before we actually pop in. Now let's go over the interior with the Ford. So first off, with the steering wheel, we've got soft touch all around the steering wheel, and then we've got these little controls for the center stack. You got your phone controls, you got the controls for the adaptive cruise control system with your volume controls and voice command controls. Speaking of safety tech, the Ford does have the blind spot monitoring, and then we've got little stock for the turn signal, and then the windshield wipers on that side. And then here in this little center portion, it's a full like digital readout. Looks really cool, really modern as well. You've got a couple different menus you can basically scroll through. I don't know, I think it's a really cool look. And then you do have the drive modes with the Ford. So you've got a couple different, you got your slippery, you've got your deep sand and snow, you've got your mud and your ruts, and then you get your rock crawl on the other side of the normal mode. We've got the tow haul, and then we've got their eco, and then we've got the sport mode, and it does change the gauge cluster setup as well. So it's a pretty cool little thing that the different drive modes actually do. And then other than that, I've got the full infotainment system over here. So above it, auto stop start right there. You guys probably can't see it too well because of the sun. Got your camera system button, your parking sensors, hazard lights, stability control, hill descent control, and then we do have the full infotainment system here in the center portion. So first off, we'll pop it into reverse. You guys can see the camera system. You've got the trajectory lines that do turn with the steering wheel, and then you can zoom in on the receiver hitch. You've got the bird's eye view, which if you press that little plus button, you can basically zoom in on different portions of the truck with that. And then there's a bunch of different camera views. So got the view out the back, which again, you can zoom in. You've got a couple other views out the back. You do have a cargo camera that comes with the Ford, which is another nice little touch. And then this is just out the sides. And then as with the rest of the infotainment system, response time's really good on it. I love the look of the infotainment system. It's easy to use here. And I don't have much else to say about it other than it's just a good infotainment system. We've got our little Trailer Pro Assist right here. And then we've got our trailer brake controls down below with our driveline select. So you got your 2-wheel high, your 4-wheel high, your 4-wheel auto, and your 4-wheel low with your drive mode selected, and you got the locker there in the center. We've got our controls here for the radio, climate controls just down below, power outlet with a 12 volt, and then this actually goes like that, covers up some USBs and a little phone holder. And then we got the shifter with the Lariat, which folds down. I think that's a pretty neat little party trick. It does have the manual shift function. If you want to shift the gears yourself, you use those little buttons to do that. Couple of cup holders, and then opening up the center console here, got a decent amount of storage space. Notice the center console is kind of two-tone with the black and then the brown. And then coming over to the glove box, dual glove box, which the bottom one doesn't want to open up. There we go. Pretty easy to use, pretty cool. You've got the gray trim on the top, and then you more of that brown there on the top of the dash. And then finishing things up here in the F-150, we've got the sunglass holder with the power sliding window. Another nice little thing up there. And then we've got all black headliner. But let's head to the Chevy. Let's go over the door panel here at the front of the Chevy. So again, you've got all the soft touch here on the side of the door panel with the wood trim just down below. All of the window controls right there with the mirror adjustments, the tubular door handle with the door lock and unlock. And again, you got the blind spot monitoring in the mirrors. Coming here to the seats, full soft touch here on the RST. Really nice looking seats. And then you see the bolsters down below. Got your power adjustments there on the side of the seat, and then you can see the pedal layout with the little hood latch. Your parking brake just up above. Light controls in that area. You've got the cargo light and then the fog light in that area. You've got your drive line select. So you got your auto, your 4-wheel high, your 2-wheel high, and then your 4-wheel low. And then you've got your drive mode select with your trailer tow mode right there. And then there's one more look before we pop into the Chevy. So starting with the steering wheel with the Chevy, we actually have soft touch all around the steering wheel, just like in the Ford. Feels really nice, looks really nice. You got your voice command, phone controls right over there. Heated steering wheel button over here with the cruise control, radio controls in the back, and again, just really soft to the touch. And you got your turn signal with the windshield wipers on that side. And then you have the column shifter, so you can shift the gears yourself with those little buttons right there, and then just functions like any other column shifter. And then here in the center stack, you can see you've got the RPMs and the speed. Everything's pretty much analog. You do have that little screen there in the center that basically is a digital readout, but if you like the analog setup, then this is going to be the the center stack for you. Trailer tow mode, so you just press that and it shows up with the trailer on the one side, and then you got the other side, which if you basically push it over to the modes, goes to the drive modes. You got your normal, your sport, and your off-road. So again, pretty cool with that. Coming over to the center infotainment system, first off, we have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and we've got a pretty cool camera system. So you press the little camera button, or it'll pop up if you pop it into reverse. You can see you've got trajectory lines that'll turn with the steering wheel. This also has a cargo camera, and then you can zoom in with the cargo camera, which is pretty neat. And then you can zoom in with the receiver hitch if you do want to hook up to a trailer. So obviously it doesn't have all the camera views the Ford has, but still pretty good. And then response time on the screen's really good, just not as big as the Ford's. And then we've got our analog controls for the screen just down below. Analog climate controls. This does come with dual zone climate. So the Ford had the heated and ventilated seats. This just has heated seats. And then you can see you've got blank switches on either side, but you get your parking sensors, you've got your auto stop start, the tailgate drop down and raise, you've got that for the hazard lights, your stability control, you've got this for the power outlet in the bed, your hill descent control, bunch of little charging outlets next to the trailer brake control, and then a full power outlet right there. Extra storage right here with a couple of cup holders, some wood trim there on the side. Here's the center console, which massive amount of storage space. You got some USBs and an auxiliary with that. And then coming over to the glove box, well, it's double glove box here in the Chevy, nothing too crazy. Nice stitching all around. And then finishing things here at the top of the Chevy, we've got universal garage door openers, power sliding window with the Chevy, and then we've got kind of like a gray headliner. Now let's go for pricing with both the trucks. So the Ford stickers for about $61,000, almost $62,000, and then the Chevy stickers for about $56,000. So like I've said in my other comparison videos, there's actually a poll up where you can vote for which truck you like the most out of this F-150, this Chevy, and then you guys can see the Ram there in the background. That's also part of the poll because I did a big three-way comparison with all of the trucks. So go vote in that poll to pick the winner for which truck you would actually choose to buy. Now that's going to sum things up for today's video, comparing this 2021 Ford F-150 Lariat Sport to this 2021 Chevy 1500 RST. And again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Schmiller Ford Lincoln here in Provo, and then the Chevy here in Provo for giving me time with both of the trucks. Check out both of their inventories in the link below. I'll see all of you in the next video.